And you have an interesting approach to policing, I would say.
Kindness,
Yeah,
friendliness,
yeah.
absolutely.
And
absolutely.
you actually have a bit of shits and giggles with a couple of people. You have them a few life epiphanies and moments, and instead of beating them up and yelling and screaming at them.
That's the old days. I don't abuse that approach. It's excellent having joined the police as a mature age adult,
Right.
and bringing a mature life experience mindset into the police. Having had my car's defected and been in trouble with the police before. I've lost my license, but well, of course, yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
I was a teenager once.
Yeah.
Money isn't the root of all evil. The fucking lack of it is.
Not money, the lack of understanding money.
When I put that into emphasis, when I realised that psychological effect and how it hit our family, I FTB all the fucking way.
You are now watching the Money Mentor podcast
With Graham Home.
Graham Holmes.
You're fucking gone. See ya.
Welcome back to another episode of the Money Mentor on the Changing Lives Financially episodes. And today we have two very, very lovely special guests. We have Wayne and T. How are we?
Good.
Good.
G.
Good?
Thank you.
Yeah, great.
Behaving yourselves?
I am.
Sometimes.
Not
Mostly.
This one. Not this
I
one.
don't know about that one.
He's a lot smaller.
He is a lot smaller. I'll let him.
Thank you.
Stress.
Thank you. No,
You're giving him a lot
not
of
at all.
grief.
No, I've taken a leaf out of your book, mate.
Have you?
Yeah, I have. Used a bit of willpower.
Yeah.
I've employed that willpower in my health journey to lose 20 kilos this year.
20.
Since January, 20
was trying to
kilos.
think.
Over 20 kilos, in fact.
I
And
think the last rev, you were a bit more solid last time we were chatting about.
yeah, I carried it well, but I think it's not about weight, it's about measurement. I was 108 centimetres around the waist,
Right.
and I brought that down to 86.5. I had a full body composition scan last week, which gave me a lot of peripherals about my body, and it blew me away that I've come down to 86.5 around the waist, and my pants don't fit me anymore.
We'll keep your pants on today.
Yeah, things are falling down everywhere, mate.
Well, give us a bit of background, because some people tuning in already might be having a chuckle going, I know that head, because you got a bit of a profile on telly from work. But give us a bit of background of who you guys are, where you're from, what do you do for work?
You want to, okay.
You
All
go,
right.
sweet.
So we are both divorced, so second marriage. I have
We're
three
all
kids.
entitled to one bad
Yeah,
marriage,
yep.
except for my wife, because it's the first.
Although I have to say, still very good mates with my ex. He's a good bloke.
Yep.
He'll
Yeah,
vouch
he's
for
a good
that.
bloke.
Okay.
But anyway, yep. So I have three boys from my first marriage. Wayne has three kids from his first marriage. So we're a big blended family now. 13 grandkids.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
wild.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep.
It's a
And
big
it's
Christmas
so-
table for
oh,
Christmas
it's a
lunch.
huge Christmas table, and it's a lot of birthdays
Yeah.
to find for the year. So So I worked in education for a really long time as a counsellor. So worked with adolescent mental health and dealing with families for many, many years, decades, and burnt out after COVID. So moved from that industry. I'm still working in wellbeing as such, but I'm now in the aged care sector.
Okay.
So I look after the volunteer programs. There's about 220 volunteers I look after.
Nice.
Yeah, that's me.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
What about you, big fella?
Yeah, so I work in the police.
Police?
Yeah, front line.
I didn't do it.
Years. No, always the guilty one to say that. Yeah.
You've already checked me out anyway long ago.
Yeah, so 15 years. I joined when I was 40, and I'm 55 now. I'm still on the front line. I actually really do enjoy the job.
Yeah.
I really do enjoy what I do. It's the diversity of every day.
Yep.
It's at the end of the day, you are helping people. At the end of the day, I enjoy that. So and what Tineka said about. We've been together for 14, 15 years now. We met at about the time that I joined the police. She came along to my graduation, and I've been privy to a lot of things in the police, especially being on the RBT TV show. That was wonderful.
Yeah, if anyone's going, where do I know this head from and this banter? It's
Funny,
from RBT. And you have an interesting approach to policing, I would say.
kindness,
Yeah,
friendliness,
yeah.
absolutely.
And
absolutely.
you actually have a bit of shits and giggles with a couple of people. You have them a few life epiphanies and moments,
Yeah.
and instead of beating them up and yelling and screaming at
no,
them.
that's the old days. I don't abuse that approach. It's excellent having joined the police as a mature age adult,
Right.
and bringing a mature life experience mindset into the police. Having had my car's defected and been in trouble with the police before. I've lost my license before. Well, of course, yeah, of course.
Oh, okay,
I was a teenager once.
Yeah. So you're taking more of the approach of I've been there.
Been there, done that.
And because if anyone hasn't said, there's some cracking things online and some skits of that where you really, it's more of almost a mate, uncle, dad, father figure. Go, mate, how are you going to get to work? And you've had some crackers over the
Treat
years.
them like a person.
Yeah.
Treat them like the person they want to be treated as. Don't you? I mean, police are effectively evidence collectors. We're not judge, jury, and convictioner. So I'm not there. I'm there to point out the facts of the consequences of your actions. This is how it could be, and I enjoy that aspect of teaching. I get a lot of positive results from day-to-day people that I deal with. A lot of positive feedback from people. It's wonderful.
So you enjoy it?
I do. Yeah. I do. I find it quite rewarding at times. It can be difficult. It can be horrible. It can be hilarious. But most of all, I found it humbling.
Okay.
Very humbling, and it gives me a great deal to reflect upon in my own life, just to show how fortunate I may be in my own life.
I love it.
Yeah.
What I will say is aren't paid enough.
Well,
Teachers, nurses, police, fire, ambos, not paid enough.
yeah, I have, honestly, I've had every bodily fluid you can imagine thrown at me.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, and I've been called some names. You're just trying to help some people, but there's also you're dealing with mental illness that's potentially
drugs,
exacerbated by
mental
drug and
illness,
alcohol use, and people who aren't in the right space. So you can't go in and take them down. You just, how can you best help this person? And sometimes you can't always help them.
Yeah.
So I've worked in the lower socioeconomic areas of where I work, and I've also worked in the nightclub precinct for 4 years, and right into highway patrol and traffic section. It's great because you've got that diversity. It's a great job for the right person.
For the right person.
Yeah.
Okay. A bit of background. Now tell us, because there's always a story, who found Infinity? Actually, we'll go back. Tell us before Infinity, mortgages, investments, credit cards. Tell us the financial situation pre-Infinity, and then we'll jump into who found us and why.
Over to you, Freddie.
So, if you can't tell, I'm kind of the keep it all together, pay all the bills person.
Okay.
So, before Infinity, I was trying really hard to rein Wayne's spending in.
Okay.
Because we both had a very different approach to finances.
That's interesting to hear, because I have a lot of police and Defence Force personnel, and typically 90% of them are massive spenders.
Yeah.
And I think that possibly comes from the stresses of the jobs, the shifts. Even if they don't acknowledge it or realise themselves, there's a lot of psychology attached to money. And most of the Defence Force, Police Force, emergency service personnel I help over the years have had spending problems. Not problems, but in, out.
Retail therapy, perhaps?
I think so, yeah.
I think definitely there's something to that. And I guess that upbringing then contributing factor to that, how and what kind of values you were given, whether you push against those or whether you're going with those. So, yeah, prior to Infinity, I was trying really bloody hard to try and pay down the mortgage. I was always paying extra, and thinking I was doing okay, just making sure all the bills were paid, paying the extra that I could, and trying to rein Wayne in. We had different accounts, I have to say, and that's probably a couple of things coming out of different marriages and those kind of things, and wanting to just, I guess at the end of the day, we talked about it, and Wayne was like, yeah, I just want to keep my own account because then I could spend and you couldn't see, you know? So I guess that was sort of something that we kept our money separate in a way, but at the same time we were working as a team and both contributing
pay the bills together, pay them,
yeah, all of those things.
But also, honestly, so she couldn't see what I was spending sometimes as well. Okay, what are you going on eBay for now? Are you going down to Bunnings to spend the big green shed to spend $50 and I'd come back having spent $500-600?
Plus a sausage. I mean, that's the only real reason anyone goes to Bunnings, right? Well, not anymore. Not anymore. Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, we were chipping away. It was slow. It was really slow progress. And it often felt like I was that one step forward and then 10 steps backwards.
Right.
And I just...
Chip away,
Chip
big
away,
deal, something happens, life event.
Yeah. Yeah.
So may I just share with you something, the pinnacle of that spending is In 2018, I had a couple of motorbikes, a race bike, a Ducati, Aprilia, and I'd like to get out and do a bit of track bike. And that was a bit of downtime for me to get out on the track and just go for it. And I went to Ducati in Adelaide to purchase some oil for my race bike. And I came home with a brand new Ducati, $25,000 bike. Yes. Yeah, in 2018, May 2018. But I didn't have the money for that bike. I had half the money for that bike. And I financed the other half the money for that bike. And I'm angry at myself now for that.
Right.
And that is the pinnacle of spending. And hang on, you've got 2 bikes, you don't need a third bike. And it was a different style of bike in order to get together. Well, that bike, the last bike that I owned, got sold 2 weeks ago. Those other bikes got sold years ago. And that last bike got sold a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
As well as all this gear's been sold off, and I'm not purchasing another bike, and I'm coming of age, and life has taken a different trajectory for me now.
Things have changed.
Yes.
Big time.
Okay.
Big time.
Yes.
What was the mortgage balance before you met Infinity?
I think I was at like, it was 255-ish, around there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Much savings?
No, about $2,000.
Okay. So that's like emergency happens and we're done.
Absolute. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
And who found Infinity?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where, when?
I was looking for something different. I think I was pretty burnt out by my job. It was a pretty full-on job for a very long time. I was looking for something different, sort of looking at a lot of business kind of stuff, and happened to see you.
Okay.
And I just thought, if any voice is going to get through to Wayne, it's going to be this one.
True, mate.
I don't know how to take that as a compliment or
Absolutely. No.
I come back purchasing a brand new motorbike, and she comes home, well, it's your money, sweetie.
Yeah.
I needed someone to tell me to start pulling my fucking head out.
Head in. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So was that on podcasts, social media,
Social
stage?
media.
Social media. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Social media.
So how long did it take you then to get Wayne to look at it?
Well, I looked at the free webinar immediately.
Okay.
And then I went, yep, absolutely makes sense. All the things that I had been trying to kind of get into play, but also things that I didn't know. So I went, wow, this is what I know, but it's also a lot that I don't know. And I love learning. I'm a lifelong learner. I will just dig deep into things. So I did that, and then I did some research on the company because I knew he was going to go, I don't know, who is this? That's a scam. Really? What kind of company are they? So I did all the checks and balances.
You did the checks you knew he was going to do. Gotcha.
Well, no, he doesn't do them. He just says, are they really? What? And then I go and do the research, and then
I get exposed to the next level stuff that I do see. So I'm just always cautious and conscientious. And something that sounds too good to be true, there's a lot of that out there nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So turns out that it's bloody true.
Yeah.
It's
good.
Single
It's good and it's true.
best thing that we have ever done.
Okay.
I'm not shitting you there, G.
So when you did it all,
Yeah.
when did you explain masterclass and all that? And he's like,
Well, that was pretty much straight away.
Okay.
So I did that, then researched the company, explained it to Wayne, said, have a look. He was like, oh, I can't spend a whole fucking weekend looking at that. Bloody hell. Rah, rah, rah.
doubt.
Yeah, plus shift work. Oh, God, I'm on shift, so I can't do that. So I literally did I said I'm doing it.
Yep.
So I did the masterclass.
Okay.
Which, lucky for him, because these days I don't reckon he'd get in.
Well, if he's not there, he wouldn't get in, no.
No, yeah. I would make the effort.
But so I did the masterclass and then was regaling all the information really,
Right.
and going through things and the worksheets and things like that, and then he'd be one step at a time, just one bit. Give me one bit.
yeah.
Give me one
Spoon feed
bit.
me.
Spoon feed me.
Yeah.
Not the whole lot. Spoon feed me.
And you would have
bit by
been so
bit.
excited. Wow.
Yeah, so I took something from that. I really did. See, I don't normally see Tineka like that.
Yeah, okay.
And, yeah.
So you're excited?
Yeah, it was, because I could see everything that I knew I wanted to put into play but didn't know how to,
Right.
and also that there was a voice, like there was the real deal. no pretense, no we're going to do this, that
Yeah.
I could actually see it laid out.
Right.
It made sense, the numbers don't lie, and I could see that it was a way to explain it to Wayne
Yep.
and to get him on board.
Okay.
So, yeah.
No smoke and mirrors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was mid 2023.
Yeah, so that was, I did the masterclass in July,
Okay.
and then we applied straight away.
Yep.
And we restructured, and that was finalised at the end of September, and we started like literally from that moment onwards through, we were on board.
Okay.
The one thing about Wayne is when you get him on board, he's all in, absolutely all in.
Oh, I know we've had many of a conversation
Yeah.
over a beverage. At
Yes,
an
we
event.
have. Yes, balls to the wall, mate.
Yeah, balls to the wall.
Yep,
Oh,
and so now it's just all in. It's great.
So when was your first REM?
December 23.
23. Okay, so about 6 months, like 5-6 months later.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep,
How'd you find that?
That was great.
that was outstanding.
Yeah.
What a magnificent weekend. First of all, Lou Pavitich sat down to speak to me and he goes, I saw you on TV last night. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, you're great. You're so nice. You're so nice to people. And so Lou's just wonderful. And our team, we're just so thankful. But the REM, it was just I didn't feel overwhelmed.
Okay.
I didn't think it was overwhelming.
There's a lot of information.
loved the information. I was so keen on what I was becoming involved in.
Yeah.
I just wanted to absorb all this information like a sponge.
Right.
And I was so focused. I was so focused on what Doc Wilson had to say. And now I haven't missed a podcast.
Okay.
And the literacy that I did not have surrounding the economy,
Yeah.
economics and inflation, underline, headline, how it worked.
Yeah.
I even knew that.
Now you know what they're talking about when they publish this shit on the news.
Well, yeah, the news,
Well,
which now I prefer the factual data.
Yeah, yeah.
The factual data, because then I'm comparing to what is on there. I don't watch the news.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I just don't watch the news. Full
Yeah.
stop. But the factual data is amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm so appreciative. What I got out of that first REM just took me to another level.
Good.
And we floated out of there going, wow. And we actually just how did we just get a couple of properties?
Well, let's talk to that. So,
Yeah.
$255,000 loan, July 23. Push forward to today. You started about August, September. Sort of 24. We're 2 and a bit years. 2 years and a couple of months into the journey.
Yep.
2 years, 2 months maybe from the structure in September. What's the mortgage balance today?
Well, the balance, if I take into account the extra I've got sitting in offset, is about 75,000.
75.
Yep.
From 255.
Yep.
180 grand gone.
Yep.
Yep. I think it was 265 that we refinanced to.
Yeah.
We refinanced to 265. So yeah, 190,000 gone in 24 months.
Police officer's wage and health, well-being income.
Yep.
And fairly, I'd say fairly normal jobs.
Yeah.
Except for the shit you've got to deal with and the stuff you previously dealt with. But fairly normal jobs.
Fairly normal
and in
jobs.
6 years, I've never said no to any overtime in 6 years. We get offered overtime for proactive duty, and I've never said no to overtime. And I'm so keen on what we're doing here.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys have absolutely crushed the mortgage. Crushed it.
Yep.
So it should be gone.
Yep.
Like,
Oh yeah, I'm
6
aiming
months?
on it.
12 months, 6,
I'm
12 at the
aiming on
worst.
it. We
I'm pretty
along the
excited.
way we keep
I am-
settling another property or so, but we're aiming on it.
well, actually, that's important.
Yeah,
Did we have investments before we started?
none.
Okay.
Nothing.
How many investments today?
5.
5.
Yep.
Five.
6
In 2
months.
years.
6
Yeah.
to 10 months left on our mortgage, and 5 investment properties, and wow.
So let's call it, we're 2 and a bit years in. Let's just say we're going to be done within 2.5 to 3, but let's call it 3 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
3 years, mortgage free. At the moment, 5 investments.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, to
know,
say
right?
Any other copper listener to this going to go, what a load of shit. You're going to get a message
Well-
and go, bullshit.
so already there's workmates on board that have joined.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've met a
Yep.
couple
Yep.
of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not bullshit. It's just the way that you structure and do things.
So why is it then that my industry, besides ourselves, and there's a few other firms out there, not as big as us, there's a few other firms doing well and doing well. Why is it then that what we do has such a different result? Obviously, the industry's broken or something's going on somewhere.
I think the people want a profit.
Okay.
It's human nature, is it?
Look,
people want to profit? Or-
yeah. I just think it's all about just getting people on board for the loans, right? It's not about helping people understand their loans. It's not about helping
even,
people restructure
What about if
them
we educate them
appropriately.
before they get it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
None of that. It's just about, we get them in, we get them on board. Even now I just see the adverts and it kills me when they constantly talking about, do this comparison and you can get a better rate. And I'm thinking, fuck the rate. Like, it's not the rate. It's not the rate. The rate's got nothing to do with it. Like, even with my kids, like when they're all in their own, well, most of them are in their own businesses actually and doing okay. But, when they look to refinance, I'm like, fuck the rate. Look at the structure. Who are you getting to do it? 'Cause we can't get them quite on board yet, but hopefully down the track. But they've all got different things that are happening within their businesses, etc. So that's just how
They're
it goes.
doing very well. So we've got some children who are doing very, very well in their own businesses, whose houses are already paid off, etc. In their early 30s, and they've hit industries that they've just done really well. We're very proud, proud parents, and very proud.
Could want for them. I mean, they've got their own home, roof over their head. They are happy, great, successful business, happy days.
They are. So. The industry, it seems to profit through confusion, and everything seems to be transactional. I don't know of any other company where we get such personal service and everyone gets such personal service right from the top. You really care.
Yeah,
100%.
to a fault. To a fault.
Yeah, but also I think for me, it's the no bullshit approach. You really care, and there's no qualms about telling people that this is what you need to do to get ahead. You need to listen.
And if you don't want to do it,
continue on your minimum payment, which could ensure maximum profit for the bank.
Yep. So, when do you think it's going to hit home for you guys that you've got your family home, it's about to be debt-free in the next 6 months or so, you got 5 investments. Has that really sunk in yet?
I'm still pinching myself. I'm going to work every day. We've thrown our cards up in the air, and how they land is how they'll land. We're not ruminating, we're not focusing, we're not sitting there looking at it every single day. I'm just going to work, and I'm doing what I did before, except I'm not spending my money. The money that I'm spending now, whether it's going to Bunnings or going to Ducati and buying stuff and eBay, Evil Bay, then that money, our life has not really changed at the moment. The way we live our life has not changed, because that money that I was spending before is now being spent in a better area. It's been spent on the mortgage. It's been spent on what it needs to be spent on. So our lifestyle hasn't really changed. We've always been relatively frugal. We grow all of our own veggies. We have a lovely garden. We really enjoy Tineka's magnificent. I don't buy food. We take food leftovers. I love leftovers, always have. And I'll take leftovers every single day to work.
Okay.
I love it. So it's
So you're just being smarter with your money.
very smart. I mean, we have 2 13-year-old cars, and I do all the work on those cars and always have. Those cars run perfectly, and they will continue to run perfectly in tip-top condition. There's so much I do around the home and can do around the home and fix the home. Everything needs doing. Tineka calls me her personal Swiss pocket knife. That's it, because when she needs something fixed, she just flicks out a blade. And
You're a bit blunt for a sharp object, mate.
mate. Yeah, it's not the Phillips head.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, tell me this then. Look, it's the old story. We don't know what we don't know, right? And obviously, what we teach is polar opposite. And as you see the ads, and you see people commenting absolute dribble on them, and it's we just have a new policy, and it's just block, off we go.
Yep.
People commenting that garbage they're not in the position any of our clients are in, let alone any of our leadership team.
Yeah.
They don't get it, but they're all got an opinion, which is like a backside. Sit from it, shit from it, shut it.
Everyone's got an arsehole, yep.
But I think the big thing is that and Australia's really bad for this. We don't know what we don't know. But most of us are so, until there's a pain point or some reason, until he comes home with a new bike, we're just not really interested in actually exploring anything. It is too good to be true. And there are a shitload of scams and rorts. And, I know I get hundreds of fake social media profiles of me every single week. And they literally go and follow all of my followers, and which I don't get because there's hundreds of thousands, and they message them. And I think 2 people in the last, 5-6 years have actually lost serious money. One of them was like, I think 8-9 grand, and one of them was like 10-11 grand, right? And if anyone, I will never message you and say, hey, come to WhatsApp, Telegram, Signal, look at shitcoin with me. You know what I mean? Like, but that's getting bad, and people and smart people fall for it. Mm-hmm. But I think there is so much crap out there that we are all on guard, but it almost stops us from finding the good stuff and the real stuff. And we don't really ever want to own up to the fact that maybe we don't know it all. Like, I think it's hard for people to push their ego away a little bit and go, surely someone knows, you know, I'm not going to cut my own fucking hair. I've got a bad enough head as it is, right? Like, it'd look fucking horrific, and the hat wouldn't even hide it. But I think we get a bit shy or scared to reach out for help. Yeah. And I don't know whether it's fear of getting the wrong done to us or getting ripped off, or whether it's just we all think we can manage our fucking mortgage. I don't know. Yep. What do you find with friends and family?
I actually think that Australians are really apathetic in every area.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, she'll be right, mate. It's
yeah.
that old,
she'll be sweet, mate. Head in the sand.
She'll be right, she'll be right.
Yeah.
And, you know, due diligence on anything, right?
Yeah.
If you're looking for something, do your due diligence.
Yeah.
If you're looking at something, do your due diligence.
Yeah.
People are lazy.
Yeah.
And I think also you come up with something or you talk about something like this and, oh, yeah, you just think you're better, or, you know, that's that whole Australian mentality of knocking down anything that looks good or
it's
not.
It's got to be our idea.
It's got to be,
Yeah, if somebody else tells you, whatever.
Yeah.
A lot of colleagues that I've spoken to tend to say they mock it being a scam, or it sounds like a cult, and it's almost like they don't want to improve the situation that they're in, and they really have this prime opportunity because they're younger than me and I wish I'd done this younger. Yeah. And for people who want any proof, that's putting to listen to that Money Mentor podcast, can listen to the last 100 plus podcasts. Just the journey that the people are on. We love every person that we've met in the last couple of years, hundreds of couples that we've spoken to. What phenomenal people. Just lovely, positive people who are on the same, and I've never met a bunch of people who are so open and willing to share their most personal financial secrets. Your work colleagues, your friends don't even do that. And these total strangers are sharing their journey with us about their successes, which we're so passionate about sharing ours with them, and we're both growing together in relation to that, and that willpower I've utilised in my journey for health as well. And now I've pulled my head out in relation to my health, and I've never felt better.
Good on you.
So the future looks so bright. It's great.
What are some things you've learnt along the way together? I mean, obviously we've had a spending backflip here as well, and you said it had to come from somebody else, so it just happened to be this handsome rooster. But what have you learnt along the way since you've come to Infinity that's changed a lot for you guys? Just for people listening in, they go, oh, okay, cool, these guys have gone from having $250,000 debt to 60, 70 odd grand, it'll be gone soon. Shit, that's powerful. And 5 properties. Well, did that just happen? Did you learn anything along the way? What are some key things?
It's really, honestly, to come on board, I think you have to really think about the system and allow the system to work for you. Right. Instead of trying to resist it or push against it. You know, it's not an easy journey. It's a simple system, but it's not easy to implement that system. And it's about working out how you can integrate that system into your lifestyle, because everybody is different. So one of the challenges is trying not to compare whatever your journey is or where you start or what you've got. Like, we came on board, we had debt only. We didn't have investments, we didn't have toys, we didn't have things to sell, really. So, you know, we've just utilised that system. And it's about, I guess it takes grit. Like, I look at it this way. To come into Infinity takes grit. And I have this little, I like analogies. So in my head, I have this little acronym. You know, grit is about our grow goals, responsibility. So, you know, owning your own shit, owning what you did before that wasn't working, and owning the stuff that you can do now that does work. It's about intentional actions. For us, you know, being really intentional with everything that we do. You know, do we actually need that? Where is that going to take us? What do I need to learn to know to do next? And then the tenacity to actually build that trust, because it's not a straight road. It's not an easy overnight. It has some ups and downs, and I'm much more a detailed person. This one sort of came on board and went, they know what they're doing. Let them do their
Trust
thing.
the process,
Trust
mate.
the process.
That's
you
it.
know.
And
The baker bake.
Tineka, there's a few moments where Tineka's quite hypo about things, and I've said, sweetie, they've got it. Trust the process. That's what they keep telling us. She goes, no, but this, no, but that. I said, sweetie, chill. And it's worked. It worked. She did. And you know what?
It's true.
A few weeks later, everything was exactly as it was supposed to.
It's true, because I number crunch sometimes, right? And then I look at the numbers and I go, but hang on, how
Overthinking.
can this work? Like, because I'm such a detailed. It's about that illusion of having control, because really, you never have control. You just have anxiety, right?
Well, if you had control, you'd go do all the accreditations we've
Exactly.
got, and you'd be the advisor.
Exactly.
And you would self-execute.
Yep.
And that's and I
Exactly.
try explaining to people the level of due diligence or self-understanding and enlightenment that an actual consumer can do is nowhere near half of what the actual advisor should be. So you've got to have enough. I always tell people, be careful we don't get smart enough to be dangerous.
Yeah.
You've got to be informed enough to understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, the risk versus reward. But you don't have to, need to know how to change the tyre. You need to know how to put fuel in it, maybe oil and coolant. You do not need to know how to change the clutch, brakes, gearbox. Like, that can go to the mechanic. But when you're operating, you might need to put fuel in it.
Yep.
There's some basics you need to comprehend, or you should not drive the car.
Yeah.
And the road rules, and be suitably licensed.
Yep, spot on. I've never understood money. I mean, I was always brought up to, and I wasn't brought up in a very wealthy household, but I was always brought up to just save your money. That's it, save your money. So mum and dad were in the same house for 60 years, and mum's still in that house today. Dad passed away in over 60 years in the same house, and that was just mum and dad were very risk averse, extremely, like, better the devil you know than you devil you don't. Don't spend your money here, don't spend your money there, just save. Look, I'd like to touch on a subject with the Commonwealth Bank and Dad in 2009. Dad wanted to retire in 2009, so he had never taken risk in his life. He had 160,000 in super, and he went to the Commonwealth Bank in 2007 for advice to what to do with his money, because he's only got 160 in super, and he was advised to put that money into high risk. At the moment, it's never been a better time.
GFC.
Right before the GFC. So apparently there was something running where, and the Dad lost in 6 months. He lost 80,000 in that super, and he was at that time. I didn't know this, but Dad had just gone type 1 diabetes, and within 6 months of that happening, it caused so much. Mum told us he couldn't sleep, he couldn't eat, he couldn't anything, and 6 months later he got pancreatic cancer, and lasted 3 months after that, and he passed away of pancreatic cancer. And Mum will never forgive that. She believes that really contributed. The disease, or dis-ease, is brought up into 2 words, dis-ease. And she said it created so much dis-ease in him that he just exponentially went downhill. He got pancreatic cancer and he passed away. So Mum's still in the same house today. But that also brought about me and that, oh shit, I didn't know that Dad had diabetes. And this they kept it very much to themselves. This brought about in me, I thought, oh shit, I'm going to spend all my money now because I could be dead tomorrow. And that's part of my spending reasoning, and not
That's
that I
the
just
psychology of your money habits.
perhaps, yes.
Yeah.
And also the fact that I joined the police. Well, would you believe it was actually sort of within a day I had my police interview after Dad passing away. So I held Dad, and then about a day or two later, and I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm not a victim, and I'll never be a victim. Chin up. And like Dad always said, you're going to get bucked off the horse in life a lot, son, and get up, dust yourself off, and get back on, because life's going to be a lot harder to you than that. Yeah. And that's how I was brought up, which was good. But then to see Dad go out like that, it was a bit upsetting, and I just have this personal, I'm a bit upset about the bank, and I've always had this, I haven't been treated too well by banks when my marriage broke up and went through mortgages and so forth. So that's just my little story, and maybe my justification for spending a little bit.
Well, look, to me, after 25 years of it and working both sides of the counter too, it makes absolute sense, because there's a disconnect between the banks as a big corporate, and they've got really an oligopoly. There's 3 or 4 or 5 of them now, and they do whatever they want. When they get caught doing something wrong, it's a slap on the wrist.
Yes.
Right? Yes. If I do something wrong, it's fucking jail. It's serious white collar crime, fucking boom, right?
Yep.
But they do it, and it's just that they're too big to fail. And stories like that, and there's plenty of books about it and stories about it and families and livelihoods.
They got
It
taken
just
down.
don't seem, there's no accountability.
Doesn't seem so. That it created a little bit of a rift in my family with my sister and mum. My sister and we get along great, but then they were contacted about 5 years later, offered compensation for that lost money because there was a royal commission into the banking offering that advice, and the advisors getting kickbacks or something.
Yeah.
And there was a parliamentary inquiry, and because of that rift, nothing was ever compensated. And mum and my sister weren't talking at the time, and they're fine now. They're great now. It's wonderful. But that it was just it created dis-ease in the family, you know.
There's a big disconnect. The service level at the counter, the branch, the whatever, the phone, to the corporate veil. There's a huge disconnect.
Yep.
And I think for people, you got to pick at. There's got to be someone you pick that has the features. You got to bank with somebody.
Yep.
But I think maybe go a bit independent. Like use your broker for your mortgage, and if you're going to do financial planning or investments, use an independent financial advisor that's got all these products and investments. Like if you go to ConBank, they'll give you ConBank's investments. If you go to TheftPack, it's BT because they own it.
Yep.
It's quite. People don't realise it's quite isolated to their product suite. Even some brokers only have an approved product list. It's this tiny little box, and they're the only loans they can sell you under best interest duty. They don't have a full credit license, or they don't have access to all the products. So you'll actually be advised, I'll reword it, sold only off that panel. Now, I don't think any consumer realises that. Because there could have been a gazillion things Dad could have done that would have been not as bad in that GFC period. Now, it was pretty bad for everybody, but there could have been other options there.
Yep.
That sucks.
Oh, it's just how it was. It's how it played out, and again the bank's profiting.
But we don't spend like that anymore. We've cut that cord.
No, not at all. Not at all. I actually got quite upset with myself over COVID. I was making quite good money working the borders, 12-hour night shifts, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Regularly over the nights, and I still found myself. I started looking at winding down on the motorbikes and getting rid of that, and I started doing some woodworking and getting some good woodworking tools in my workshop out the back, and sort of changing that direction. And I've actually got a little hobby on the side, which is wonderful because it's my downtime for work, so I'm not dragging it out on tracks and not spending all that money anymore, and it just sort of it gets me a little bit of money back, which allows us to have a date night every now and then and so forth without dipping into any of our Triple F. So I'm so proud that we have stuck to our budgets so well, and I credit Tineka with just we're in front in every aspect, and that's Tineka that's kept us on track here. And I haven't really come to you and said though that we need to this or we need to buy that, or I haven't really come anymore. I don't say I'm going to spend money anymore. I'm so on board. I don't want to spend any money more. We haven't had a holiday in 6 years. And honestly, we haven't. But we went out in a tent last week in a forest. We spent a night in a tent, and we hired. You know what? It cost $20 for the campsite, and that made me feel bad.
A holiday.
Well, do we need one? We've for decades now we've had what we want. I've had abundance of food for so long. And everyone says, "Oh, you deserve a treat every now and then." No, I don't actually. No, I don't. I have had for decades. I've been eating whatever I wanted. Okay. And I'm just happy to traverse this course and just focus. I'm so focused at the moment. It's great. So,
well, tell me this: what's been hard on the journey?
Probably the hardest bit for me was letting the baker bake, right, without knowing all the details.
Because you mentioned before, you're looking at the numbers, you're going, "Don't worry, babe, they got it." And you're
Yeah, because I also, I like to be really clear. I like to understand the detail of things, and little things that aren't quite right. I go, but why is that the wrong number in there? It should be, I just have this propensity to do that. So for me, it's been really just going, oh, what does it matter? It's just it's doing its thing. It doesn't matter that that's the wrong thing up or whatever.
Anyone here this weekend says to me, "I'm a detailed person."
Yeah. It doesn't really matter. It's the illusion of
control.
And we don't have control over anything at all, really.
None of us
It
do.
is the great illusion.
The world
So
could fucking disappear tomorrow.
Exactly. All we've got is today. So, it's just
Hey, Sarah, Sarah.
getting
It
past,
will be.
getting past that. So for me, it was more about that. It was more about kind of letting that go and just going, you know what? Instead of like every now and then, I will send Dean, our amazing
Yeah.
wealth strategist,
Oh,
something,
wonderful,
and I'll go, and I know I can see your face going, Tineka.
And I've actually said,
you
sorry, Dean. I have said, I'm sorry. Sorry
just send
about,
this
sorry
message-
about my wife.
Just send this to Dean, and you're like, sorry, Dean.
Yeah. And Erin is just amazing. So thank you to our team.
No, they're great.
What's
Yeah.
it like now having a team, having your finance person and your relationship manager and coach, and then
Wealth
your
strategist.
financial
Yeah.
planner and your property. You got all the internal and external, because we
Yes.
work. I don't think people should understand. Infinity do a lot, but we also work quite closely with a lot of external. We don't do everything. We're not your one-stop shop. So we've got financial planners and accountants and we sort of stick
lawyers.
to a couple of core things.
Yeah.
What's it like now having a team that are actually all on the same page and all interacting?
Magnificent.
It's actually really a great thing because we did change accountants. We got the lovely Marky Mark.
Legend. Mate,
legend.
we've got Tiranas in common.
Don't give him too much of a rap.
No.
Go and buy a new tablecloth. Just seen him a masterclass on the weekend. He started having a tea. It was cold in the, and he pulls this. He's got these blue stripy check shirt, and he pulls this coffee cup up, and I lost my shit. And there's about 600 people. It matched his shirt exactly. I said, who's been to the fucking teddy bears picnic, Marky Mark?
Oh, legend.
No,
Oh, what a great
He's
guy.
great, and like anything, any little thing, he's there. He gets it back to us
all over
like
it,
that,
yeah.
and I get on top of whatever we need for them, and it's just brilliant. And we have self-managed super now, except Wayne has to also keep his police super because there's a whole
Different
thing with
defined
that.
benefit and other
Yeah,
all
they
of
won't
that,
let
but
we
anyway.
roll over fully.
Yeah,
It's legislated, but that's fine. That's fine.
It is what it is, but that's really good because when we speak to our guys, when we speak to Lee, who's also a legend, and ask him anything, they understand what we're actually doing.
Yep.
And they know where things are at.
Yeah, it's because it's really important that your financial planner, your accountant, your lawyer, your property person, your finance bro, they all need to make sure that their advice doesn't conflict. And that's where it's good for us to bring in external advisors to check what we're saying and doing. And then whatever they say and do, we want to check that. And they need to align because they've got to get you in the same direction as quickly as possible, right? And as securely as possible.
Absolutely.
I think, and that's a big fault in the industry, that everyone goes and sees all these independent people. It's good, but all of their advice is only aligned to their limited scope and conversation with the client, and that can conflict directly with the next advisor and the next advisor. You add 3 or 4 strategies in there, that's a clusterfuck.
Yep.
Absolutely.
100%.
And they, if you're going to all these externals, they're only working with what they know.
Yeah.
Right? They don't look outside what their box.
They're only licensed to do that
That's
patch.
what they do,
Yeah.
which is fine.
You get them at the same table or on the same meeting, look what can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, it's been great.
I haven't found the journey to be one bit difficult. Nothing. Honestly, I'm 100% truthful there. I haven't found this to be difficult. I haven't. It's been
That's
smooth.
because I do all the admin
I was
and
gonna
gather
say.
all the paperwork and get all the
he's
things
like,
in and do all that.
By the way, what's for tea, darling?
Just in the shed, let me know.
That's exactly right, G. That's exactly where he is.
You do.
That's
We
all good.
do sit down and you converse. Yes.
So tell me this, because we're going to do a part 2 to this, and I think it's probably time too we get you along to REM and get you maybe to share on stage and
Love to.
do a testimonial gig. There's one more. That's next weekend. Depends where you are for work, but get you onto that in the next couple maybe as well, so you can sort of share the journey, because you've done phenomenally well, and it obviously sounds like the difficult thing is just handing over to the process.
It is.
Trust is built. It's not, it's earned, not given, but it sounds like the trust has been earned along the way. But the hardest thing really has probably been handing yourself over to the baker and say, look, all right, here you go. Off you. That is hard at times, but you've done really well at it, hence the results. So, I think we need to start getting you along to even share that for people, because it's great to, we're always swapping it up. There's always 50, 60 couples there sharing away, and that would be nice to get you guys back into the mix of it all and come up and share for the weekend. That would be cool.
Love it. The potties we have touched on, excuse me, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I love the Cherry family's journey and the solo potty for Oscar.
Yep.
And
Oscar's doing his first property next week.
Yeah,
I
awesome.
know. And then, Shanae and Adam.
Yeah.
And then more recently, the Brent and the Bronte, the family of 6. And we just love hearing, and we know that you can't compare your journey to anyone else's because everyone's circumstances is different, but it's magnificent and so exciting to hear. I'm so proud to hear of how other people's successes. I sit there in the car and I'm always punching the roof lining on the way to work. You go, guys. You're off to Japan, mate. You're off to Japan and you've just done a trip to America with family of 6. Great job, guys. They've worked for it. He's an electrician. They've got their warehouse in Super. And I just love hearing these stories because it's also educating me.
Yep. And they're also unique and different.
Yeah.
But the strategy works.
Yeah.
As long as you do the work and see it through.
Yeah.
And then time. 'Cause it takes time to yield a result.
Yep.
So we're definitely going to get you along for that.
Oh, thank you.
But and we're going to do a part 2 and maybe a part 3 for this because I want to sit down in 6 months or so and 12 months and go, where did we end up? So where we are today, we've got 5 properties. The mortgage should be gone. So we want to sit down maybe in 6 or 7 months.
Love to.
When the mortgage is 0. Have we then built on those 5 investments? Have we maintained and protected where we're at? So I think that's going to be a really cool evolution of your story and your journey to share.
Lovely.
Cool.
This gives me more incentive to do more. I don't know what more I can do, but
You do whatever you're told, brother. That's what you do. You do whatever you're told. Smart man, all right? Hey, but I do want to know, any questions for me while you've got me today, since you got me in the hot seat?
I've been thinking about this for weeks,
Okay.
and I've listened to all the potties. I can't think of anything that you haven't already been asked.
I've
But
got one.
Tineka might have. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got one. So coming from such different circumstances, every client that comes on board comes with different circumstances. And obviously, the exponential growth in Infinity. And I know when we first started, you were still really full on hands-on in there. And finding every property and every deal, etc. And so I guess for me, it's about what are the top kind of 3 maybe considerations when you're actually looking at the properties?
Oh, so this is a really
different
good one. Everyone
clients.
asks this all the time. There isn't.
Yeah.
So it'd be like, how can I explain this? It'd be like, let's use soccer as an example, right? And Messi, Ronaldo, any of these big names, they get a free kick and there's seconds left in the game and they put the ball on the grass. And you think, what's the consideration? Do they worry about the wind? Do they worry about this? Do they worry about that? Where's the wall? Where's the key? Those sorts of things. But they've done it so many times. They put the ball down, they look, they line it up, they do what they've done 16,000 times, and they do it perfectly most of the time or very close, if that's a good analogy. They don't actually, like the younger, less mature player, have to put the ball with the air valve facing backwards because there's a theory of this, and they have to put it on a tufted grass to get in and under the ball. You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
So they actually, at their level, don't need to then count their steps backwards to put the ball on the tufted grass to control that. Like, they do all of those things consciously. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
So, and I just say that without, I'll get into some detail in a second because it is different for everybody, but those things actually almost become organic, almost like breathing, walking, talking, blinking, your natural movements and mannerisms when you become an expert or you've done it so many times. I'm sort of out of the business now. You see a lot more of like masterclass is mostly Rachel. There's other people in training at the moment. You see all the awards. I haven't been in an award for it. It's not about me anymore. I'm really trying to just completely get out of it. And focus on family soon, and be a business owner, not operator.
Yeah.
And that's been the case for the last couple of years. I just haven't widely promoted it.
Yeah.
People see me on REM and a bit of masterclass. That's it. Most of the stuff, funny enough, that people see outside of podcasts like social media and that, it's just shit I've said over the past few years. I say the same shit over and over and over again, but it works. And they're just clips of whatever over the hundreds of them over the years. So people still see that as the face. But to go back to the specifics of the question, it's different for every person. It's different for every area, but it's also not that complex because I'm going in now, we're going in and trying to buy entire subdivisions or the first two stages, say, from Stockland, Lendlease, whoever it may be. We want the first two stages and then you can put your prices up. And anyone building or developing, when we're doing the new stuff, not second-hand property, they have to get what's called pre-sale. So to get pre-sale, to get a check from the bank to build, they need to get the sales done. So we're able to negotiate that wholesale. We don't get involved in all their bullshit extra secret commission stuff. We've been offered it before and we've walked into the room and said, hey guys, if everyone buys that, you get an extra 20 grand. And they were like, and everyone's like, oh cool, I just paid my daughter's car off. So we just negotiate at wholesale. That way we all win, because if you win, you come back again, and again. So we've got some really wild results we're going to start sharing and publishing now of how much people have been making, but we never really worry about it because it's always been financial coaching, debt reduction, mortgages first and foremost. Property just evolved to thousands over the years, but it's sort of always been just the other side of it and the coaching. But I literally spend all of my time now doing what you were just asking.
Okay.
That is my full-time thing. I've got the Doc Wilsons. I've got 5 other people like Doc Wilson. So it's, for me now, my time is spent in data-driven feasibilities, things, because I need to know that if I'm going to go and spend $11 million I just spent at the Mondrian at Burleigh to have a branded residences, right? I need to know when I'm buying that it will get constructed, that it will be completed, that it is worth $11 million today, not hopefully in the future. So there's all of these tick boxes, and to be honest, there's hundreds of them. Like I need to know that they have a finance approval if they get the sales. I need to know that they've appointed a multiplex or a Hutchies or, like a substantial brand who will deliver the construction to a particular quality, or whoever's pushing the dirt around for the land developer will deliver it. If it's a second-hand home, we need a pest building defect inspection. Is it in warranty? Is it out of warranty? Is there any, like all of these, it's such a big list.
Wow.
But it's not like, and I use a soccer example because I played soccer when I was younger and was overseas and all of that, right? And I remember my training, I used to have this process I'd go through before every free kick, and I was quite good, or every corner. And I had this process that I followed every single time, almost to the point of being OCD or CDO, right? But then as I matured in my career, I just did it naturally and didn't think at all, and the ball was in the back of the net.
Yep.
So it's a bit similar to that now.
Yeah.
But we use a lot of data. If you listen to, say, Doc recently, and he's like, I think Brisbane's going to do 12%. And you're like, very easily it could do 12%. Now, whether it does or not, Doc's always what he calls a mid-range forecast.
Yep.
So if he says, I'll use a round number, if he says 10 and he calls it mid, he expects that to be 5 or 50. He expects it to flow either way. And he's not been wrong since I've engaged with him since, I don't know, 7 years,
That's
maybe?
why
8 years.
factual data.
I mean, you can go back to those podcasts I did with him in 2020 or not, like whenever it was, 19. And the stuff that we both agree upon, and we've always had very similar views, has been completely accurate.
Yep.
So, yeah, it doesn't, when we're picking the properties, we're not picking the properties for the people. We're picking the properties for
The growth.
well, no, just in general, we're picking the property, the area, the yield, the growth, always 30, 45 minutes of a city, all that sort of stuff. Has it got an ocean view, a river view? That's premium. If it doesn't, is it a home in suburban? All those sorts of incomes, yields, all that sort of stuff. There's so many things that go into that. There's not one sort of set of metrics at the moment. And to be honest, at the moment, there's a supply issue. We would look at 100 transactions to say yes to 2. So in other words, 100 high-rises are coming out of the ground on the beach here. We'd only say yes to 2. Now, the metrics for me, core answer, I have to buy in it. So if I'm prepared to, and I'm not really anymore buying the 1s and 2 beds. I'm buying the $11 million half floor, 4-bedroom property. But I've still got, like for example, one of my teams just moved in I bought in Mondrian for 11. They bought for a couple of mil. They bought a 2-better. So my team and family and friends tend to follow me everywhere, because it's proven to work, touch wood. So no real formula as such like there used to be. It's now a bit more organic. You're looking at comparable sales data. You're looking at construction costs if it's new. You're looking at bank valuations. So we're saying to the bank, hey, here's this potential property. Can we have a valuation? They give us one, then we go to the next bank, get another one, next bank, get another one. So we get all these figures, we get all these data points, we get Doc's opinion, all these data points really. But then, now it's a bit more experience driven.
Yeah.
The data points are more organic now. Like you watch at a REM or a masterclass, you ask me something, and I'll whiteboard it out instantly. Go see a different mortgage broker. They might need to input that into a bank calculator to then figure it out.
Yeah.
I can do that on a whiteboard with a pen and paper.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I love it.
Bang, bang. It's
Yeah,
just
bang,
like that.
But
first
again, I'm
rem.
doing it every day for myself, so
Yeah.
that helps a little bit.
We don't have that knowledge, and the average Australian doesn't have that knowledge to all of what you've just outlined there, from your pest inspections and your engineering and this and that. And we don't have that knowledge.
You can learn a lot of it and have a very good crack at it. It's just
What
what
areas
happens,
do we buy?
it's what happens when something goes wrong.
Exactly. It's been nothing but smooth sailing with Infinity for our properties.
No, look, we have stuff that goes wrong.
Yeah, no
We just
doubt.
fix
For,
it.
for us, yeah.
Yeah, we just fix it. Someone recently, I don't like that. So cool, I'll take the property back off you. I had a really good one recently where I said, if you think the property doesn't do what it says it does, I'll just take it back off you. And I'll give you what you paid for it, plus your stamp duty, plus your sillies, plus $1.
Yeah.
You've suffered no financial loss, and you're not prepared to wait 10 years to prove that I'm right and you're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, take it off me. But then I had this idiot recently who goes, no, he wants a 27% profit on the property. He said, yeah. And he sent me the email. I said, here's the figure. And I said, I asked for your let's make a number. You paid $500, your costs were $25. I'll give you $525 and $1. He wants like $700,000. I said, you contacted me saying that the property's not good. Well, if the property's not good, why would you get $200,000 or 20 something? No, it was more than it was 27% on top of what you claim. You're just a fucking idiot.
Yes, I'm sorry, but that's
That's
rude.
just fucking stupidity.
That's rude.
It's dumb, right?
Yeah.
So you can't argue with stupid.
No.
But if people are logical and practical in what they're trying to achieve, paying down debt takes time.
Yep.
Making money in shares or real estate or current whatever, it takes time. You need to be prepared to take a long-term approach for anything, and you should make money long-term.
Yep.
But if you do anything in just a couple of years, you shouldn't expect to make money. You should expect to hurt. That's the truth.
Agreed.
It'd be like trying to lose weight and halfway through going, no, fuck, I deserve a Zinger box. You're going to regress.
Yep. No.
And then if you regress once, it's very easy to regress twice.
Yes.
All right? I know.
Yeah, well.
That's why now I'm just like, instead of being all out and go, oh, I'm going to make a shitload of money, I'm very practical. Same as now health, 9 kilos down. I went to Europe, back this. Now I'm not trying to lose 3-4 kilos a week and be a hero. I'm just kilo a week, food under control, steps every day, gym session every day, drink your water, don't get on the pit, and it's working.
Boom.
And it's working at a sustainable rate. I'm not flogging myself trying to do this session and that and this and that, and I'm not starting. It's working.
It's the same principle with investing in the property. It takes time, sustainable, chip away, and it's magnificent.
But everything is actually quite simple. You've just got to be prepared to see it through.
Yeah.
It's like a relationship.
Yeah.
Fall in love. It's great. It can actually take years to form the most beautiful, amazing relationship ever, because you both grow and mature and things change over time until you become this hopefully beautiful fucking partnership.
Yep.
And that even takes time every day. You've got to work at it.
Yeah.
Relationships don't just, if you never say hi, bye, door for it, relationships actually deteriorate if you don't work at them every single day and give them time to blossom.
Yep. That's it. Have a date night, go camping.
Absolutely.
Everything takes patience and work.
Yeah.
There isn't anything in life that just comes along
Nothing
easily.
comes along easily.
That's sustainable and stays there. It's so cool.
And the Infinity is easy, and I just cannot believe how smooth sailing it has been for us, and we're so much gratitude for the journey that we've had. And of course, we've had to work at it, and Tineka has admittedly done a lot of that work. But we are just so proud of having come across Infinity and found Infinity help us and the team that they provided as a people to get us where we are in 24 months is beyond blown my mind.
Well, let's see where we are in 30 and 36.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. You should be bloody proud of yourself. Thanks for sharing.
We are. Thank you, and we're incredibly grateful for yourself and the team that you provided us, mate.
They're bloody good people, so
Yes,
thanks.
they are.
guys.
Good people.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Smashed it.
Loved it, mate.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
You fucking gone. See ya.